Alright, hey guys, and today we'll be looking at the U80 uWatch. This is actually a budget smartwatch. You're probably not going to find a smartwatch for any cheaper than this. This is about $30 to $40. It uses Bluetooth 3.0, and it actually has a capacitive touchscreen. So the difference is it's not multi-touch, but with resistive, you have to actually push in to make it register. With capacitive, all you have to do is just touch the screen itself. So as you can see, it actually does display the time. We're just going to go over an overview real quick. It's actually pretty light. Comes with a rubberized band, clasp, micro USB charger under this thing right here, microphone, and a speaker, so you can actually do calls with this over Bluetooth. And it has some iOS compatibility, but it's mostly made for Android, mainly for notifications and stuff. As you can see right here, we have a battery. I've been running this for over 24 hours. Always connected to Bluetooth, played some music, I did a few calls and stuff, and I still have at least 50% left. So this should last you a solid 2 days without a problem if you're using it lightly, with only a single charge. And as you see here, this notification showing I have a notification, and there's Bluetooth. So yeah, that's pretty much a basic overview. It's pretty light. It doesn't really contour to your hand very well. As you can see, it just kind of sits on top of my wrist. Doesn't go around it like the Pebble Time will. This is basically what I'll be using until I can get a Pebble Time. I figure this will be like, an interesting thing to try out. And it's not very expensive too. I got it for exactly $30 with free shipping. I'll have a link in the description. As you can see, it has 3 Android buttons, or Android style buttons, but it's not actually running Android as far as I can tell. I think it's just running something else. There are a few different makers of the U80 watch. I think this is just like a chipset or whatever. So alright, let's go ahead and take a look. Just don't have to worry about keeping my arm still. I have mounted it on this crutch. And first thing we're going to go over is the stuff the watch has natively. This is, say you left your phone at home and the battery died. What can you still do? Well, it will still show you the time. Let's go into the settings. Not really settings, but if you want to see the apps, you press what looks like the menu button. And you can see we have a few things. All these are phone related. There's Bluetooth, phone book, dialer, messages, calls, Bluetooth notice, Bluetooth music, camera, and settings. Anti-lock, this will shake if your phone's too far away, tools, and power saving. And then it just takes us to this. So starting off in the tools section, we'll see what this watch can do on its own. It has a calculator, an alarm clock, and a calendar, alarm clock, and calculator, and a stopwatch. So all these options can be used without your phone even on. So let's go look at calendar. All it shows you is the day and date. You can't actually save anything to it. It just lights up in blue what today's date is. So you can look in the future, but again, you can't have any schedule or anything running on it. So that's kind of disappointing, but I mean, still nice to have. All right, next thing is alarm clock. You can have quite a few alarms running at the same time. So that's pretty nice. You can set them, turn them on and off individually. You can tell it to repeat at a specific time, change the alarm tone, change the alarm type, the vibrator ring. All right, and there's also a calculator. See how many digits it has. 10. So that's pretty nice. It also has basic multitasking features, as I'll show you in a second. Stopwatch. N-wave stopwatch, not sure what that is. Okay, I guess that's a multi-part stopwatch. Go ahead and click start. And the cool thing is we can press back. Let's say we look at our calendar and we're like, oh yeah, I still have my stopwatch running. Let's see how long it's been running. And yeah, see, stopwatch is still running. We're up to 40 seconds. Go ahead and pause that. The thing the multitasking works a lot better for is the next thing we'll show you, which is the perometer. This will actually measure your running. I used this before. I expect it to be really inaccurate. What you actually have to do is you have to go into settings and go to set data. That's how you set your height, weight, and stride length. It's all in metric. But I actually measured it out. I ran about 2 miles, and it actually came out to 2.08 miles. So, yeah, it's actually really accurate. It tells you your calories that you would have burned from that walk, and also tells you distance in centimeters right there. That's number of steps, I believe. And like I said, it's actually pretty accurate. Let's just pretend like we're starting it. It's still going. Then we go back to the main menu. Like you see, you go back here. You can go ahead and stop it. I think you have to actually reset the data if you want to clear it out. There you go. All right, and it also has another version of the timer and stopwatch. They have a whole bunch of versions of them in here. as I will show you. I'm not sure why you need so many. There's drinking, a drinking timer, and there's a sleep monitor. We can time how long you've been sleeping. So basically, it's just they have a bunch of things like done multiple times, just so I can list more features. All right. So now we're going to the actual Bluetooth things. So if you actually have your phone connected, the first thing you'll be able to do with Bluetooth is you'll actually be able to use this as a Bluetooth speaker. You can do this on iOS or Android since it's just a basic Bluetooth thing. You can use it as a speaker. You'll be able to use the Bluetooth music player. Oh, sorry, you have to click this over here. The Bluetooth speaker, you don't have to do anything for. Bluetooth music, you'll go here. It'll show the name of your song up here. You can change the volume here if you're using this built-in speaker. And you can change the song with these. I can't show you that just yet because it's connected to my phone. And then there's also Bluetooth camera. You click here and it'll open up a camera. You'll have a preview screen on here if you're using the default app. And that's about it. It gives you basic Bluetooth options. You can, like I said, you can skip, rewind, or fast forward your song. I had some issues trying to use it with a Bluetooth headset at the same time on the same phone, but again, you can just use wired headphones. This thing has its own speakers, so you can actually play the music through the watch itself, which is pretty interesting. All right, so that's the standard Bluetooth features. Now we're going to go into the more smartwatch features. As you see here, I have a little blue icon saying I have a notification on my phone. You can make it ring, or you can just make it vibrate. I turned off all the ringers on my phone on the watch just to make it a little bit less annoying. It still will make an audible sound when you start up the watch, turn off the watch, or when you lose connection or connect. So that's the thing you want to keep in mind. It will make a noise when you do any of that. But as you've seen through this whole video, stay connected. So before we go into this, I should say, if you're running an older version of Android before 4.0, you can probably use the default app. Just some people have still said it had problems. I am using Android 5.0 and cannot use the default app to save my life. So what I use is an actual alternate app called Smartwatch or something, I believe, Smartwear or something like that. There's a link in the description to the app, and there's also I have a video on how to set it up. But once you actually have either the official app that comes with it set up, which they actually have a link to in the instructions, you will be able to actually use the advanced Bluetooth options. So one example is you'll be able to check your text messages. See, look, I have a text message. That's my Google thing. And you'll also be able to place calls. Here's a dialer. I could type a number and actually place a call, and it would play through the Bluetooth speaker, and I could talk back through here. Sound quality is decent, but not great. Bluetooth notifications is right here. It's a little bit out of the way. I would have expected you just to be able to tap on the icon and actually check your notifications, but you cannot. You actually have to click this little settings thing, scroll over one screen, and click Bluetooth notifications. And then you can actually see I have a notification from Gmail. It's really nice to be able to read your notifications on here when your phone's still in your pocket. It even tells you when the notification came in, which is actually very nice. So yeah, whenever you run over music, camera, you get a preview screen if you're using the default app. The one that I'm using that keeps my phone actually connected does not support previews, but it still works. You can still use it to take pictures. So in here you can see anti-loss, status. You can turn it on and off. That will just vibrate it when your phone's out of range. And so if someone steals your phone, your wrist will shake. I don't know what you do after that. You're like, who has my phone? There's also a power saving mode. And for the main screen, you have a few things you can change, but not a lot. I wish it was a little bit more. In here, in settings, you can see the Bluetooth notification app. If you want to download it, you can get a QR code just by going here without even your phone connected. Again, that app is pretty bad, in my opinion. There's also a clock settings. You can set the clock. You can make it vibrate every hour, which is pretty nice. You can change the time and date. And you can also change the clock type. There are 3 types. All of them not really ideal, but they work. First one is analog. This is what analog 1 looks like. Kind of nice. I kind of wish they had numbering because it's not that fancy of a watch. They shouldn't have any option for real numbers. Also, you'll notice that with this watch face, you can't see your Bluetooth connection, can't see your battery level, and you don't have any of your quick launch things. So that's kind of a big deal for me. Option number 2 is analog 2. This gives us an even more minimalistic watch look. No second hand again, but you have only 4 dots, one here, one there, one there, and one there. So this is a more simplistic watch. Still looks pretty nice. Again, no notifications of any kind. You can still access the watch like normal with the settings button, but you can't see any of your things. Like you'll never know how much battery you have left. That's a huge oversight in my opinion. I guess it does add to the style of the watch. And clock type 3 is digital 1. That's the one I was showing you before. It's in 24-hour time, so that's military time. So after 12 o'clock, the next hour will be listed as 13 o'clock or 1300 hours, basically. So I have checked through all the settings, and this specific watch does not give us the option to change that, which is a little bit annoying, but I mean, not too bad. If you want 12-hour time, you can still use the analog clock, but that's a big oversight on the watchmaker's part. All right, so the next option is sound. Here you can change the sound mode. I have it set to vibrate only. That means that it will only vibrate for notifications. And you have a few different ring options. And you can set your ringtone and ring mode. Beep once or repeat. With vibrate only, you'll still be able to hear your music. It just won't vibrate when you get a notification. I mean, it won't ring when you get a notification. Then you have language, where you can change your language. There's a few options. It's pretty nice to see this many options. And then you have display. Display will let you change your brightness. As you can see, I have it on the lowest brightness right now, but it actually gets really bright. Lowest brightness works for me pretty much anywhere, so it's very nice. Screen timeout will let you change how long it takes for your screen to turn off. The default is, I believe, 15 seconds. Yes. You can change it up to as high as 3 minutes. But it doesn't have any gyro sensor in here, so you can't like flip your wrist up and have it automatically turn on. You always have to hit this power button right here, which is also used to turn on and off the watch. It's the only physical button on the actual device, except I think there's a reset button on the bottom. Then there's home page color, which is a little bit weird. You may say like, okay, well that's just the background. Yeah, but there's 3 different colors of this watch. I believe there's white or silver, black, which I have, and red. And let's look at the color options. There's black, blue, pink, and that's it. They don't even have all the basic colors. It's a very, very weird decision on their part. Again, how much more memory would it take just to have another color? But it's not a huge deal. Just kind of an annoying thing. Again, I have black, so it matches this. Not sure what do you do with the red. I guess you'd have black, but again, silver, what would you do? Pink? All right, so one of the last things in here is battery. All it does is just show you your current battery status. With this, no actual percentage. Again, what were they thinking? I mean, sure, this gives me a approximate, but I mean, going into the actual battery settings should give me a more accurate reading than just, oh, well, it's 2 out of 5. All right, so going back into the notifications real quick, you may have noticed that if you actually get this working, again, I really suggest using the app I suggested. It still has its problems, but it stays connected way better than any of the like dozens of apps I've tried. So let's say you have notification. Right here, I only have one. It's from Gmail. Let's say you had a whole bunch of notifications from something. Let's say you had like an alarm clock that keeps popping with notifications, keep telling you how close you are to your alarm. Well, there's a few things you can do. One thing you can do is go to options and say empty. Empty will delete all the notifications you currently have stored on the watch. Block will block that specific app from showing up in your notifications list. And then there's delete. Delete will delete that specific notification. So go ahead and do delete. It says, do you want to delete this notification? It's the one you're looking at. Yes, and it's empty. So on the app itself, it'll give you the option to block specific applications from posting notifications. But if your wrist is already buzzing and beeping because one notification just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing notifications to this thing, then you'd probably want to consider going with the block feature. All right, so that's all for these standard features. Let's go ahead and look at the Bluetooth. I will pair this with my iPad. All right, here we go. I have my iPad 2, so this is a pretty old iOS device. I also have my smartwatch right here. So let's go ahead and see on the list at the very bottom, we can see U80. Should pop up a notification here. Yep, it says pair. Yes, my iPad is actually named the Android tablet. It's a joke. So go ahead and say pair. But I can show you this is actually iOS. All right. As you can see here, we have a little Bluetooth icon. It means connected. And here it says U80 is connected. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, with the screen, let me go to the music player real quick. All right, we're now connected and we're in the music player. So let's go ahead and go over here to, swipe over. You don't want to swipe too far from the side or it'll make counts a click. All right, and now we have the music thing. Let's go ahead and click this. All right. All right, pause it so I don't get a copyright strike. But basically, as you can see, it sound well. You can't really tell super well from this video, but it sounds pretty nice actually. It's coming out of that pretty nice size speaker, and it actually says the name of the song. So we can skip. Maybe only work when we're playing. Yep. So we can skip. We can play. We can change the volume by pressing down. We can make it 0. So yeah, the Bluetooth playback, this part even works on iOS. I haven't tested calling because again, iPad can't make calls. You can't view notifications because you need a specific app for that you don't have on iOS. But music works just fine. So yep, it takes a little while to switch between it because again, it's Bluetooth and it has to send it to here. But other than that, it sounds nice and it works. I'm not sure what I did with that. I think I pressed help by accident. Yep. All right, so that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.